Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is your host, Lansana Saccoh with The Hidden Truth. Today's topic is about the upcoming election slated for August 8th in Kenya, which is right close by the door. And I want to take this opportunity to talk to the stakeholders and the citizens of Kenya about their upcoming election, the dangers of election in Africa, as we all know. Being born in Sierra Leone and have experienced the devastation of war indirectly, I would like to take this experience and warn the stakeholders. The current president, Uhuru Kenyatta, the number one challenger, Raila Odinga of the National Super Alliance Party, that these elections should be conducted freely and fairly. Otherwise, the consequences will be devastating. I would like to turn your attention to Rwanda, the Tutsis and the Hutus. Tribal war that emerged because of the political instability in Rwanda. I would like to turn your attention to Sierra Leone, where children were maimed as young as 1 year old. Children were asked to put their hands in front of their parents with a machete to cut their hands off. And this barbaric, inhumane perpetrators will ask them, do you want long sleeve or short sleeve? Meaning, do you want me to cut your hand by the wrist or you want it by the elbow? We don't want to see that in Kenya. And all that came because of a man called Saccoh that was a corporal in the Sierra Leone army. He was disgruntled with the way things are going in Sierra Leone. So he decided to fight his own battle by waging war and forcing himself to regain power. Of course, the ones in power would not let it happen. But in Kenya's case, it's a little bit different. We know that incumbents in Africa usually will manipulate the election so that they can remain in power for a longer period of time, instead of following and respecting the constitution of the country. So therefore, Uhuru, this is for you. You as an incumbent has the advantage to stay in power by force, to cause carnage in your country, to cause the murder of your people, to cause destruction of property. You have that power in your hand. That's a lot of power for one man to have. But are you going to be selfish to use that power against the disadvantage of your people, against the willingness of your people? Or are you going to take your experience and thank your people by conducting this election according to the rules of law and democratically, which is government by the people, government for the people, and government of the people? If you do that, then you will exit the stage as a nobleman. You will exit the stage as a statesman and respected by your country people and all around the world. For your challenges, now we have Raila Odinga of the National Super Alliance Party. You are a seasoned politician. I know you're hungry for power, but I want you to conduct yourself civilly for the sake of your people, so that carnage won't break out in Kenya, so we would not have another Rwanda, so we would not have another Sierra Leone, so we would not have another Liberia. Africa, we're tired of fighting. We're tired of killing each other. So you and all the stakeholders and the ones that are aspiring for the presidency of the Kenyan government, I say to you, the lives of your people are in your hands. It depends on you what you want to do with it. Do you want blood in your hands, or do you want clean water in your hands? I believe the latter would be preferable. So I say to you, think about your people first. Because war is not something to joke with. You don't know where it will end. You will be affected, if not directly, but indirectly. As a citizen of Sierra Leone, the 10-year war that went into my country was devastating. It was so devastating that a movie was made about it, and that movie today is called The Blood Diamond. So I urge you Kenyans to go and take a look at that movie, where you will see little children killed, maimed by heartless rebels. Sierra Leone is a small country. So maybe the damage was bad, but Kenya, with a higher population, will be even worse if it comes to that. So I say to you, Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga, and all the ones that are running or that are aspiring for the presidency, I say to you that put your people first. If you've been in power, power is sweet, but power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. If it's your time to exit the stage and you're defeated by the ballot box, I ask you not to manipulate it, not to rig the election. For the sake of your people, I ask you to exit the stage peacefully. And for the contestants that are going against the current incumbent president, I say to you, do not incite any violence. Do not exaggerate anything, because sometimes exaggerations causes trouble for the country. When you're trying to make your case, make it honestly, truthfully, so that your supporters will see where you stand, what you want to do with the country. Lay your case out. Do not look for trouble. If you lose, lose with dignity and respect. Your country will respect you too. But if you lose and you decide to retaliate through violence, then you are not doing any service to your people, the people that you're supposed to protect, the people that you're aspiring to protect. What you're doing is putting your country 50 years back and murdering your people. One day, you may answer for those deaths. So I will urge all of you as stakeholders, and I'll urge you to go and look at Blood Diamond. Leonardo DiCaprio is the actor. And I urge you to listen to someone like me, whose families, friends were devastated by the 10-year civil war in Sierra Leone. You can take a ride to Sierra Leone today. You will see many young people with one leg, because these people were amputated by these rebel leaders. Some of them their legs, some of them their hands. Because these heartless people will come from the bushes, attack a whole village, kill everyone there. And the young men and young women, they will rape. And they will ask, do you need short sleeve or long sleeve? Short sleeve meaning cut your hand by the wrist, cut your hand by the elbow, and long sleeve meaning cut your hand by the wrist. No matter how old you are, whether you're an infant, and they will have a son sleep with their own sister in front of them, just for their own satisfaction. You don't want that in Kenya. So I say to you, with your upcoming election on the 8th of August, please bear this in mind, Mr. Uhuru, Mr. Raila Odinga, and the other aspirants, that your country must come first. Power in the hands of one man should not be a weapon against the masses. I thank you very much. God bless you. And we're looking forward to have a free and fair election in Kenya. Thank you.